Welcome everybody to Study in Slovakia. This episode will be a little bit different because it's one of the first ones shot while we have social distancing here. We both got masks, but in this episode we figured, since the episode's going to be talking about the cost of living of Slovakia, we figured why don't we show off lots of Košice, Slovakia, such as St. Elizabeth's Church. Let's start the show. Welcome back everybody to Study in Slovakia. So for this episode, talk about cost of living. We're here in the city of Košice, Slovakia. So talking about Slovakia, I guess the rule of thumb with whatever we say, Košice is the second biggest city, so I would say Bratislava will probably be a little bit more expensive than what we talked about in Košice. And the villages, if you're staying in a smaller city like Trenčín, Martin, or something like that, it'll probably be a little bit cheaper. So just keep that in mind and let's start. So with that, Mr. Roy, why don't you tell the audience, who are you?
Hello everyone. So I've been previously on this channel. My name is Roy and I'm a technical university student studying mechanical engineering, final year.
Yes.
And that's pretty much me.
That's Roy, yes. So we brought Roy back because we like him so much. Why don't you tell everybody, what's the cost of living home-wise in Košice?
So I would say I personally stay in an apartment and shared apartment.
Yeah.
So apartments are somewhat around 150 to 200, 220 euros, something like that. And
you mean per person?
Per person,
yes,
per
yes.
shared apartment.
Yeah.
And dormitories are really cheap because those are like 100 euros per person for a shared room. But I like it more in a flat because it's bigger, it's furnished. I like it more, that's why.
Yeah, because typically apartments are furnished here. Like different parts of the world is different, but apartments typically in Košice are furnished. I would say for medical students, I would say maybe average per person's 200, 250 at least. But the good parts are the apartments are furnished. And contract-wise, how does that work in Slovakia with the signing of contract and apartment?
It depends on your landlord, basically. For example, my contract is for 1 year. So before, I had to pay like 1 month of advance. So like 1 month of advance you pay and then you start staying in the apartment, you pay monthly rent and you have a contract for 1 year and then you can renew. So it depends. Some people who stay for shorter time maybe take it for 3 months, 6 months or something like that. But it's generally like 1 year mostly.
Yeah.
What about you, Peter?
No, it's the same thing with the landlord. Like you do a contract, typically like that. So you also stayed in the dorms. Which is what a lot of first year people do. What's your experience staying in the dorms?
In my opinion, dorm was fun because all the first year people stay over there. So you make friends, you make like a room. You have roommates and you hang out together, you play together and things like that. It's quite pretty much fun. There are some restrictions like after 10, if you enter in a dormitory, you have to like show your ISIC or scan your ISIC. If you want to take some guest with you, like someone is coming to meet you or something, that person has to show ID, do entry and everything. So if let's say your friend is coming from some country or something like that, plans to stay a couple of days with you. So it's pretty much hard because that person has to stay in a hotel, you have to stay in the dormitory, then you have to meet. So it's better in a flat.
We talked a little bit about staying in the building in the apartments. So let's talk about food. So,
okay.
Because you can stay in an apartment, but you got to eat. Let's start with the bare bone basics. If you're just going to be eating potatoes, rice and beans, if you're living cheap, how much does it cost if you want to live cheap? Food-wise here?
Let's say if you want to live cheap, the first thing is cook yourself.
Oh, of course, cook yourself. Yeah. So I'm just in a scenario. So if you're cooking yourself, getting bare basics, how much do you think food will cost a week typically?
I think if it's very cheap, you can even go down to 100 or 150 euros for a person for a month maybe.
Yeah.
But for me, for example, it's like somewhat around 50 euros a week, so 200 a month.
Yeah.
That's somewhat an average, 200 to 250 for a month to cook and eat.
Okay, so that's just cooking at home. Does that include going out to restaurants?
No, not really. Because if you eat at home, you cook alone. And if you buy like good stuff, let's say good vegetables or some chicken and those stuffs, it will be a little expensive. So that's why it will be something like 200, 250.
Yeah.
But if you plan to go and eat out, it depends how often do you want to go and eat out. Ask me. Because first
I'm
month,
going to ask you.
yes, first month I came here, I was spending like 800 euros a month. First month and the second month, because I was eating out every day, and that's the biggest mistake you can do when you come. So don't eat out every day. Go often, like go on the weekends or something like that, but not every day, because
Sorry, how'd you eat 800 euros? Like, that's more, basically, guys, that's a really nice apartment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like a top of the line student apartment, 800 a month. How did you eat 800? And that's just going out or just groceries? You ate 800?
No, it wasn't groceries. It was
just
more
going
about
out. You
eating
spent 800.
Eating out, yeah.
Wow.
So I'll tell you a simple thing. For example, if you go for a meal, it's somewhat around, let's say, 7 to 10 euros.
Yeah.
Just think, you are going to at least have 2 meals a day. So generally you're 600. Come on. Saturday and Sundays are not holidays.
Okay. Well, so just know that Roy's not typical. It doesn't cost 800 euros a month to eat for food. We're not in Hong Kong or San Francisco, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, generally you can expect somewhat around 200 to 250 a month.
Okay.
But that was my mistake in the first 2 months I made.
I know the answer to this question I'm about to ask, Roy. What is probably the most unusual tradition that they have here in Slovakia?
That's for sure Easter's.
Now, this conversation, what we are saying, none of this is made up. This is 100% every major detail true. So, what is the Easter tradition here in Slovakia?
So basically, in Easter, it's like men throw water, like cold water, on young women,
Yes.
and they whip them.
Yes. Well, with a paddle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Come on. It's not for feminists.
Well, it's not like. Not that a paddle is much better, but well, I mean, yeah, the basics of it is they sing a song, and this is all about fertility. So, and also, I lived in Czech Republic where they do the same thing. But so the Czech Republic, Slovakia, the gist is they hit you with water, they sing a song, and the women give an egg. Or, I forget, sorry, actually I broke that. Did the men give the women the egg or the women give the men egg? I forget.
I'm not sure, but I know the water and whipping is to women, and women give, I think, money or chocolate or something like that to men. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be all related to fertility. But what makes Slovakia special is the fact, like in Czech Republic, it was just typically chocolate or egg. Women, after getting hit with a paddle and whipped, they have to give the men money afterwards.
Yeah.
That detail alone makes it special.
Interesting.
Now, keep this in mind, it doesn't usually happen so much in Košice or even Bratislava anymore. It's usually more in the villages. I mean, I'm sure it does happen in the city, but
don't expect, guys, that you'll see a lady on Easter day and you'll just throw water on her. She'll give money.
You shouldn't do that as a foreigner. But if you see a bunch of Slovak men running after a woman with water guns,
you can go and join them. Moreover, there is a small, like a crown type of thing that women put.
Yeah.
Now, single women will put that, and the one who are taken will put, behind, like with their hair, like put a knot in that. So it's like it's said that if that crown falls off, then she is taken.
What are some mistakes and traps foreigners may make living-wise when they come to Slovakia? What are some things that they should look out for?
I would say the first is expenses, because generally we are international students, so spending a lot is not really a good decision.
Yeah.
So what you're spending on, or how much are you spending on that thing, if you can get it cheaper, a better product, just go for it. For example, I would say I did a mistake when I came. I bought a bongo. Do you know what's a bongo?
Yeah.
So I bought a bongo for me for like 100 euros, and currently it's of no use, but it was a waste of money. So something like this you need to understand. And other than that, also I would like to add that make sure you have a Slovak insurance or a local insurance before coming. I mean, like not before coming, but after coming. You take a travel insurance from the country that you're traveling. After coming, change it to the Slovak insurance, because it's highly valuable here. Everything is almost cashless, whether medicines, whether hospitals, everything is just 1-2 euros or free.
Yeah, yeah. And also, the one thing I even keep in mind is here, a lot of places still don't take card. So I would always say make sure you have a
Some
lot of cash
yeah.
on hand. Because I know there are some people who it was like they had complications from like money overseas and they couldn't always get money easily over here. So if you don't have a Slovak, so I would say ideally, make sure if you can get a Slovak bank account, but if not, make sure you have a lot of cash on hand because it's gotten better, but still, at least in Košice, and I can imagine in the smaller cities, a lot of places still don't take card. So make sure you have that at least. And yeah, even what Roy said, I would say when you get here, ideally, try to be conservative with your money. Just try to take a few months to figure things out before you splurge $800 a month. Euros.
So maybe something I would like to add is this thing that generally when we come as foreigners, we use Forex card, the foreign exchange card.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's very important that you carry not really a lot of money in that Forex card because every time you take a cash withdrawal, it's like 2.5 euros you have to pay for it. So don't make that mistake. Carry a little bit, carry the rest in cash. And then come and open a local bank account. It's the best choice you can make.
What are some fun things that you can do here in Košice and Slovakia in general for fun?
I would say like Slovakia is a very beautiful country nature-wise. So when you want to go travel in the nature and be in the mountains, forest or something like that, it's really beautiful. So every weekend you can almost travel somewhere to travel in Slovakia.
Yeah.
So something like, let's say in Košice itself, we have a mountain coaster beside the zoo.
Yes.
First of all, the Košice Zoo is the second largest in Europe. And the mountain...
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
The first is, I think, Frankfurt or Berlin, something like that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and the second is Košice Zoo. It's very big.
It is.
And there's a mountain coaster. So you hop on the mountain coaster. You go all around the mountains, and you can see entire Košice. It's very beautiful. And you can go to maybe Tatras. The famous Tatra mountains.
Yes.
Have some Tatra tea, and
Tatra tea.
Yeah, and maybe go to Strepske Pleso, Slovak Paradise. There are so many beautiful places, castles, mountains and forests. This is something you can enjoy in Slovakia.
Yeah, and the good thing in general is, I mean, of course, right now in COVID times it's different, but when non-COVID times, it's pretty cheap to travel. The public transport's cheap, the buses, trains, and even now, plane tickets from Košice Airport, they had just opened it up, flight tickets from here to Prague on Ryanair, they have that. Yeah, so I mean, definitely traveling throughout Europe, and here in Slovakia, it's a pretty good location. You're near Budapest, Poland. So I would definitely say traveling is a very good thing you can do.
Absolutely. And moreover, if you're a student, everywhere you get an ISIC card from your university. So everywhere you go, it's very cheap. And it's discounted, and all over Slovakia, you use the trains and public transport, it's for free. So.
All right, so to finish up, so let's tell the audience, why should somebody live in Slovakia?
I think living in Slovakia is actually fun. It's a peaceful, calm lifestyle. And, you have a lot of scopes basically in Slovakia to do a job, to do a business, to do something. It's happening because all the cities are having a lot of internationals. So, you can speak, mingle, you can make friends. There are a lot of reasons. Go travel, set up a place, buy a home, settle up with your family. It's really a good place, I would say. And moreover, one more thing, that in Western Europe, maybe you have to pay a lot to do the same thing. But in Slovakia, it's way cheaper to do and get the same lifestyle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as well.
If you need help with anything with living here in Slovakia or whatever, please make sure you check out the website studyinSlovakia.sk. This is my good friend Roy. My name is Peter, and thank you guys very much. Try to finger point, Roy.
Bye-bye, guys.
All right.